whatever we have.
Quick question.
Yes.
For those who aren't that familiar with your music just yet, how would you describe your style?
It's very boring. It's dull. I don't even know what I'm doing.
That's why I'm saying if you do magic tricks.
Go into magic, the backup plan. My father always told me to have a backup plan. No, it's you know, I grew up listening to, when I was in Dubai, I grew up listening to obviously pop. You know, the American pop, the Don't Worry, Be Happy, I think is the first song that I ever kind of remember. That and like George Michael's Careless Whisper. So I grew up listening to a lot of the 80s stuff, and then you come to the States and you know, where I live, there's a huge, you know, Spanish market, because we're on the border with Mexico. So Spanish music is a huge influence of mine as well. And then I kind of got into like the Bublé and the Bocelli and then house music. So I tried to blend everything that I loved because I couldn't just go one way. It was very, very hard for me to just do a rock album or a dance album or something. So, you know, it's very eclectic, and the mixture of the album is from 1 to 15 is 2 different, you know, sides of the spectrum.
Do you think that's where most artists may be lacking at the moment? The fact that they're sticking to one genre and not venturing out and trying the different genres of music?
You know, I think that the music business is kind of going through this little downturn right now. So you know, everyone's telling the other artists, you have to do it this way and you might get on the radio, or, you know, just stick to this style. And it's becoming very manufactured and very dull. That's why everything kind of sounds, you know, similar. And I think a lot of people are afraid to take risks and do what they really love. That's why, like, the greats, you know, on their second and third album, they might be even better than their first because they kind of venture out and start writing their own stuff and doing a lot of their own stuff. But, you know, that just comes with the territory, and you kind of just have to, you know, play it safe sometimes in the beginning. And I mean, I think I played it pretty safe, but at the same time, you know, just because you like house and rock doesn't mean that they're not really similar, because, you know, once you have like romantic chords or beautiful chords, and, you know, any song can be switched up and remixed.
Absolutely. Oh, there you go.
I think it is very important though that people start writing their own music though. That's very important.
And you write all your own
write
songs.
all my own lyrics and things like that. So I'm very involved in the production, and you know, I don't produce all my tracks. You know, I have great producers and great musicians, but it's very important to be a part of everything. You know what I mean? And get the opinions of people around you, and send it to your label and make sure that they like it and kind of like vibe off each other.
And what happens now? So you've launched your first album. Where do you go from here?
You know, we just have to push it hard, and if it goes nowhere, then I'm homeless and broke again, and you know, back to magic. You take up some magic courses on the internet.
Fall back.
And no, I mean, I think music will always be a part of my life, and I'm kind of just enjoying the moment. Not really thinking too far ahead. It's just very important to appreciate today, appreciate the interviews today, appreciate tomorrow, because it can be all gone, or it can, you know, blow up. But the most important thing is that it stays fun and it stays music. You know, it doesn't turn into the business side of things, and I think we'll be good.
I think you know, to hit the nail on the head, I think you've got the right attitude about it all, you know. Yeah, going broke, and I can't see that happening anytime soon.
Thank you.
You know, just because you've got the right attitude, and let's be fair, a lot of upcoming new artists, you know, they have one track on the radio and they think they're there. But you know what? I mean, you've done this the right way, and I think your attitude really counts for something, you know.
Thank you very much. You know, I'm also very blessed that I had people that believed in me too. I mean, that's very important. You know, when I remember when I went into you know, Eddie Bastani's office. I mean, I was sitting there and I was just like hoping that they would say yes, you know, and Music Master would pick it up, and when they did, I was stoked, and they kind of let me do what I wanted to do, in the sense of, like, you know, this is your album and you can choose your singles and you can push it whatever way you want to push, and we'll help you. So I mean, I've been very blessed in that department. But yeah, it is very important to kind of, you know, it is stressful at times, and you kind of want to see the numbers and things like that. But at the same time, when you start thinking too far ahead, then you'll kind of change your style, and it won't be you, and you won't be the person that got signed.
Right.
And that's very important that you stay that person, because you obviously did something right the first time.
Yeah. So we're done.
Yes, we are.
Thank you so much for coming in.
We're not done just yet.
Why?
The two of you still have to do that little magic trick.
We are going to do a magic trick.
You owe me
There
a
you go.
magic trick. I'm waiting.
All right, we're going to work on
No,
that.
I'm just kidding.
No, really, we're going to do a No, you're up for it, right?
I think.
Oh, this. Okay, I thought I was just joking.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're going to come back. We're going to play the new track tonight. That is coming up next on Virgin. In the meantime, the Zavaro, the Amazing, and I, we're going to go practice this trick and then come back and...
And everyone, don't forget Virgin Record stores. And then you can also start downloading the music on musicmaster.com. They're actually launching. They're at GITEX this weekend, and they're launching their site, which is it's gonna be like the iTunes of the Middle East. So you guys definitely have to start checking that out and getting your stuff.
And will you be at GITEX?
Yes, I was there yesterday, and I'm there tomorrow with it. And we're shooting a live TV interview there, so it'll be.
Oh, wow.
Come by, check it out. Music Master Booth.
Music Master Booth.
Yeah, Music Master Booth at the GITEX.
Back to more of the music in a bit. Virgin Radio.
Cool.